billion hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lead meteorologist John Choquet here for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast, sponsored by both C3 Group and Merlin Law Group. As always, check out both of their pages in the description below here on Facebook, as we have every single day. So before we get into the forecast today, just a little reminder, if you're having issues with our website and our app, as we continue to make changes and workouts and bugs, you can always give us a call. We can set up a training, get you guys set up and ready to go. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we also do live trainings if there is a desire for it. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. So, yes, somebody's talking about the day 2 shift, giving a little look ahead for what we're seeing tomorrow. Today looks like it's going to be a pretty intense hail day, but unfortunately it's over a not so populated area of the country. Amarillo is in there. I have a 30% chance that Amarillo could see some big time hail today. It's up to 4.5-inch hail. Definitely softball is very possible today with any sort of isolated activity. 15% for Lubbock, and further south you get, the more isolated the storms are going to be, so I'm going to lower the chances there. So I have Odessa, Midland at 2%. And then off to the east here, I do have Oklahoma City and Dallas in the risk. This is all for a big squall line. So what's going to happen, the thing I was talking about yesterday, was the risk that today was going to go in a little too hard and then cause the early morning. We'll have a strong squall line come through the I-35 corridor from Oklahoma City all the way down past Dallas, and it could pose a risk for some isolated hail in the yellow here, maybe up to some quarter-size hail. However, more of a wind threat, and the more annoying thing for I know most people who watch these videos is it might wipe out the risk for tomorrow. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But for here, I have a 5% chance here in Wichita. I think some storms are already beginning to form and could continue to form across south central Kansas. That could add up to some golf ball size hail. And yes, I have up here in Denver, I have a 1% chance. Yesterday, kind of got surprised with a little bit of a little storm that formed and dropped some isolated quarter size hail, mostly sub-severe hail, kind of your typical Denver activity yesterday evening. There's a chance that could happen again today. As far north as Denver, more likely closer to the Colorado Springs, but it's an outside chance, but it's there. So that is what we're looking at today. Again, anywhere here in the purple, big time hail possible up to 4.5-inch hail with anything that stays isolated for a few hours. And there's also a risk for some strong tornadoes today as well. With any storms that stay isolated and start rotating, the atmosphere is primed for a big tornado day. So, of course, things can change, but that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So future radar shows, you see those big supercells forming. That would bring pretty close to Amarillo. That's why you're at that 30%. Things are really pointing at Amarillo being in the crosshairs for today. And you can see as the evening wears on, storms get more numerous and then turn into a line that shows it crossing through the Oklahoma City area about 1, 2 in the morning. And then that is going to continue well into the overnight into the next day. As you see, as I shift a little further south, you see more storms trying to form back towards Odessa and Midland and everything as we get towards the end of that run. And it would continue to move east and then move across the Dallas area tomorrow morning, which unfortunately, if you want big hail in Dallas, may not be what you want to see for the day tomorrow. Of course, this can all change. This could end up not growing as upscale as much as modeled, or things might not be as strong, or they move faster and they get out of the area in time. And that's why for tomorrow's forecast, I have a couple different options. But first, we're going to focus on Amarillo. That's my pick city for today for the chance for storms between 5 and 9 this evening. And again, up to 4.25, even bigger hail than that. Again, any big isolated storms got really, really giant hail today. And I got 30% chance, and if obviously it hits, they're probably going to have a 3-star map or better, because that hail is probably going to be pretty big. So, was that Houston activity on the future radars? Kind of. The stuff that was showing up, and I'll go back just to show you guys. The stuff showing up here is not as much activity as what you think it'd be. It's more just showers right now. It's kind of overdoing it. So that's what we're seeing on there. So, I'm going to push ahead to tomorrow. So this is the most likely scenario tomorrow. It's a big change from yesterday, and that's mostly because of the fact that we're going to see a big squall line race across the area tonight, and that's going to wipe out a lot of the moisture and stabilize us for the day tomorrow. So that's why I have up to 2-inch hail possible here. I'm trying to just guess where the area, this is also where the Storm Prediction Center had it, where that squall line, the bottom end of it's going to be. So that tail end, the very end of the squall line, will have a chance of some big hail. Right now, I'm trying to guess it's somewhere between Waco and maybe San Antonio, and then shifting all the way to Shreveport. So that's where you'd have your best chance of some 2-inch hail. I have in yellow everywhere else for just isolated quarter-size hail or an outside chance. We do see a little recovery and a couple storms form in Oklahoma in the evening hours, but I think there won't be as much instability to work with, thus some smaller hail. Now the other scenario we have, if, say, things work out, things push out, they're not as strong, whatever the case may be, if things don't end up doing what the models are showing and we have not much of a hail risk tomorrow, and instead we wake up and it's nice out and it's really moist and everything's ready to go, then this is what we'll be looking at. This is what we were looking at yesterday, basically, and I just kind of continued into today saying this is a possibility if moisture turns. It's fairly unlikely and getting increasingly less likely, and as the day goes and the evening goes, the less likely this will be. But if things pan out and it doesn't end up being crazy big squall line that moves through and ruins everything for tomorrow, this is what we would be looking at for the day tomorrow. I-35, 44, up to softballs. But again, I'm really thinking that the other forecast is what's going to be in store. And here you see the model for tomorrow. It shows already at the beginning of the day. It'll roll back again. At the beginning of the day, it'll have that squall line already moving through, and that kills the risk for everywhere except for down south. And then this does try to fire some storms along the cold front, which is another forcing area for the afternoon, evening on Wednesday. However, again, there's not going to be enough moisture to really get any kind of big time storms tomorrow. Again, assuming we have a big squall line that moves through tonight. Again, it's very likely. So unfortunately, the solution that is most likely going to happen is the one that does not provide a ton of big hail, which is a real bummer. So you gotta kind of hope that today maybe we'll hit a 5-star in Amarillo or Lubbock or Midland, and that will be what we see. We need an anti-squall line dance. Yes, we do. It is an unfortunate failure mode, pretty common one in the plains this time of year, where a system goes in a little too hard the day before and messes everything up the following day. And those are the things that are very hard to predict. Obviously, it's the day of, and I'm still saying, well, there's a chance. So that's what we're looking at. I don't have a 5-day today. Beyond tomorrow, Thursday's looking pretty unlikely for hail, another squall line event, and Friday's looking pretty quiet, as well as possibly Saturday. Looks like a little quiet period before we see more activity come back next week. So it wasn't really worth putting everything all that together. Looking very opaque today. Yes, I fixed the camera yesterday. Don't worry. I don't know what was wrong, but I was able to fix it. So follow us here on Facebook. Any other questions anyone has, I'm, of course, here to answer them. I think somebody asked about Midland chances. I said 2%. It's just basically if a supercell can hit them. It's going to be the further down the Panhandle in West Texas you get, the more isolated the storms will be. So you got to have that, like, finding the needle in the haystack for Midland. However, Lubbock and Amarillo make much higher chances. Yes, I'm saying there's a chance. So follow us here on Facebook, hit See First. We try to post fairly regularly. Well, we will go live if a big storm is impacting. I know yesterday storms hit Amarillo and Denver and stuff, and I didn't go live. We're trying to figure out, what is that minimum threshold for us to do live continuing coverage. And put in the comments what you'd like to see. Do you want me to go live anytime any storm is really happening, give updates, or do you just want me to go live for the big time events? Just put in the comments and let me know. All right. Gareth Messenger might have something for you. Says, I'm assuming Storm Track is what he's talking about. Okay. Well, anyway, call us, email us, or visit our website at hailtrace.com with any comments, questions, or concerns you may have. If you're interested in Hailtrace, or if you need help with figuring out our website and our app, and follow us on Instagram at Hailtrace. I was doing some posts last night where the storm's going on. Is Denver getting active? Yes, we are now starting to hit that time of year where Denver starts to wake up a little bit. There's, again, outside chance you see a storm today. The better chances will come the later in May we get. June is like your usual peak month for the Colorado Front Range. So, all right, guys. Let's see. What is in progress? Go live looks like going. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Only go live after a storm is hit 3-star. I'll look at all these comments after this video is over. I don't want to be standing here forever just reading them as they come in. But I would love to hear what you guys want us, what you want for us to do these videos. So have a great rest of your day, everyone. Hopefully we will go live if a big storm heads towards Amarillo or Lubbock. Those are probably the most likely cities for something crazy to happen today. And if not, I'll see you again tomorrow at 12 p.m., just like we do every single day here on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or wherever you're watching us from. Have a great afternoon, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.